I have a massive problem in my world. The problem is, all of my chests are getting full. All of these chests are pretty much full, right? I don't have anywhere to put stuff. So I've resorted to putting chests down here to hold all of these leaves and armor, I guess. I don't know. I also have this absolute monstrosity right here. These are all full, by the way. I have a chest over here. I have a chest over here. And over here also. I wish there was a way to solve all of my problems. What's that? I guess your wishes really do come true. That's right, this little guy is going to solve all of my issues by sorting all of my items for me as we build a brand new storage room with the help of the brand new copper golems. Before we go ahead and make a storage system, we have to test how these guys work and how I'm going to be able to use them. So the copper golems, they take 16 items from a copper chest and they search for a chest to put them in. If the chest is completely empty, they will put them in that chest. But if there's already a chest with that item in there, like if I make another chest here, and I take out some of these and I put them in here, he's not going to put them in this chest. He's not going to put them in this chest. He's going to put them in this chest. If I give him some moss carpets, put those in there for him, and I put the moss carpets in this double chest, he will eventually, once he grabs them, okay, here he goes. He grabbed the moss carpets and he's checking this chest and he doesn't see them in there. So he checks this chest, and he sees that the moss carpet's in there, and he puts them in there. The other thing that I wanted to test was, can they reach chests that are off the ground like this? Now, the cobbled deep slate is up in the top corner right here, so he's going to have to put the cobbled deep slate up in the top chest, because all these other chests have other items in them. So let's see, can he go over here and reach? Okay, he's searching this chest. He doesn't see anything. Oh, he can check the top chest. Okay. And he can find the right chest to put the items in. Guys, this is going to work absolute wonders because I'm going to make a storage system that only uses these guys. No redstone involved. Now, just for reference, this is an old realm that I had with my college roommates, and I built a fully automatic redstone sorting system. Complete overkill with all these bubble columns and water streams and stuff and item sorters. Now, this is my own design, and it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. What I want to do for my copper golem storage system is I want to take a couple aspects of this sort of redstone system, which is fairly common for people to build, and I want to apply that to my copper golem system. Number one is I want to have one chest that I can deposit items that will sort it, just like this one does, into all of the chests. Number two, it has to be accurate. It needs to actually work, right? It needs to sort my items to where they belong. And number three, I want there to be something like this. Like, this is an overflow chest, right? These are items that don't get sorted into any of the filters, so they go all the way around and they end up back here. The way that I'm going to be accomplishing these three goals is I'm going to be using different modules. Each module is going to have its own copper golem. One's going to go in here, and one's going to go in here. And so what these guys are going to do, each one of these guys is going to have 10 chests available to them and one copper chest. They're going to take items from the copper chest. They're going to search these 10 chests to sort their items. In these chests, I have all the warped blocks. In these chests, I have all of the red nether wart blocks. However, in this chest right here is nothing. This is called the transfer chest. This chest is going to be left empty so that when inevitably this copper golem has some of the nether wart blocks, he's going to take the nether wart blocks from this chest. Now he's going to go around, he's going to check all of these chests to see if he can put those red nether wart blocks in there, but he can't. So he's going to put them in the transfer chest. Okay, and he's at the last chest, and he can put them in the chest, and then they go into the next module, the next copper chest, to the next golem, and this golem, he found the chest where they belong, but if he didn't, he's going to put them into the next transfer chest. So you can kind of see where this is going. I'm just going to hook up a bunch of these different modules, and I'm going to have a storage system, and then at the very end, I'll have an overflow chest to collect all of the items that aren't getting sorted. This is ridiculous. This is so simple, and it's like just a early game version of that super complicated redstone system. I love these little guys. These guys are just the best. Look at them. You guys are going to sort my items so well. On screen now is a diagram that I made for the system and what I want it to look like. My engineering brain is finally kicking in and is proving useful for something. Now the question is, where the heck am I gonna build this thing? And we have to choose a pretty smart spot for it, right? We want to be in the middle of where I'm gonna be building, which I think is gonna be out this way. Out this way, this whole valley over here is going to be inhabited. It's going to be a town. It's going to be farms. It's going to be fields and farmhouses and all sorts of stuff. And so I'm almost thinking of putting it over here somewhere. And I think I'm going to put it underground. Eventually, the city will be around it. And I can put a cool building above the storage system for it to house it. And so I think that's what I'm going to do. But there is still a whole lot of trees out here, and so let's jump into a little bit of a tree chopping montage / time lapse. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that little time lapse. I cut down a ton of trees, and right over here, I picked out an area for us to build our storage system. Eventually, this whole area around here will be a city, and we'll build a building on top of here that will house our storage system. I'm thinking maybe like a town hall or like a bell tower or something like that. The next sort of thing I have to do is I need to dig down, hollow out the area, and we'll do another time lapse for that. Now we have this entire room down here done, and it looks pretty bad right now. It looks pretty unfinished, right? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go in and I'm going to make one of each module for you guys on camera, and then I'll go in and do the rest of them and make this room look a lot better. So down here in the middle, I'm going to have a enchantment table. As you can see by this dirt is what that's laying out. The start of our storage system is going to be up here. So we're going to have a pillar here, and then the chests are going to be right here. The first input chest is going to be right here. And then we're going to have chest here, 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 here. And then we're going to go like this. And then the last one's going to be, the last two, I should say, are going to be right here, like this. And then our transfer chest is going to be, well, let's lay out where the next starting chest is going to be right here, right, for the next sort of level. And so our transfer chest can go right here with a hopper underneath here to go into this chest here, okay? And then our copper golem's going to run around inside of there, and this is what our chests are going to look like. This like pathway here is going to be a little wider because these chests are going to be here. We'll have a little like overhang and balcony, but this is what it's going to look like for the most part. Bottom section, let's just do this one right here. The chests are going to go right where this cobblestone is, and it's going to be very similar to how it is up there, except down here we have 4 modules instead of the 8 that are at the top. So these chests are all going to go in like this. And then our transfer chest, I am not sure exactly where I want the transfer chest to go. It could potentially go here. Potentially. This is, yeah. And then we'll probably do a hopper underneath here and then over to the next input chest, which is going to be right here. The neat thing about this kind of storage system is that I can have like one of these modules be for like all of the like wood, right? And instead of inputting at the very beginning of the system, I can go to the wood like module and just input it here, and it'll get sorted quicker than if I were to put it in here, and then it would have to go all the way around, down, all the way around. You know what I mean? So I kind of like this. So now what I can do is I can finish all of the other modules, and I can make this room look a whole lot better. So let's hop in a time lapse, and let's get to building. Here we have the finished design of the copper golem storage system, and I think it turned out very well. I used some copper up here in the roof, as you can see. I think it's a good touch, and seeing that we're in the copper age, I might as well use the copper. We have the copper lanterns. We have some nice lush glowberries and some leaves hanging down. On either side, we have some furnaces and stuff. I might switch out some of these for some of like the crafting blocks and stuff like that. But yep, we have all of our copper golems in their little chambers. And so the system will start here with, this is the first input chest, and then it goes all the way around. And then over here at this one, there are some hoppers that go out from this chest down to this one down here. And then it goes around. And then right here is the output chest for all of the items that don't go into the system. I have an enchantment table down here in the floor. I just think it is just useful, and I also think it looks good. And then I also have a nether portal here, which isn't linked up to anything yet. You're gonna have to wait and see what that links up to. But yeah, once I get a couple more item frames, then I can start moving in all of my items into the new storage system, and we can get a whole lot more organized in the world. And right now this is just out here in the open, but eventually this is going to be a thriving medieval city. Now that this is over here, it's going to make it a whole lot easier to build that entire thing and expand upon our little valley that we have going on. So let me go ahead and get the couple more item frames that I need, and then I will start moving all of my stuff in here, and I'll take you through what all the chests are, what all the different modules are that hold all the items, and I'll take you through the finished and organized storage system. Alright, I just spent about like 2 hours moving all of these items over here and organizing them all. And so let's go through and I'll show you how I organized it. All of the wood stuff is in this module here. We got a bunch of stone and stuff, dirt, leaves, gravel, an assortment of wool, bricks, mud bricks, glass, and clay, some nether stuff, some amethyst, and some moss, and all the chests that don't have anything have a piece of netherrack so that the copper golems don't get confused. Some redstone stuff, armor, tools, weapons, mob drops are over here. And then moving on down to the lower section is a bunch of the resources and crops and stuff, seeds, honey, leather, food, saplings. And here is the overflow chest. And as you can see, it's working. Glowstone is not in the system because glowstone is up here in this little light source block chest that I have up here. So it's working good. I'm very organized now, and it'll help me with a lot bigger and better projects in the future. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, like the video and subscribe for more as we continue the journey next time.